Without you, I'd have no way out. No shoulder to lean towards, no whisper of doubt. No one to keep all the dreams alive. No one to share the wars we've survived. No midnight call, no soul who knows. No steady hands when the fire grows. But you're here and you've got each other. Through the storm, through the thunder. Together we stand, together we fight. We've taken too much but we hold on tight. Thrown to the flames, dragged through the pain. Still we rise again and again. Love is strong, stronger than time. And we'll reach the light just in time. It's felt like hell, a never-ending fall. Climbing halfway up just to lose it all. Endless repeat, but somehow we stay. Still breathing, still finding a way. I love you, I miss you, I feel you inside. Keep holding each other, don't let go of the light. The road is long, but we know the way. And love will guide us, come what may. See you soon, my soul, my heart. No matter the distance, we're never apart. See you soon, my soul, my heart. No matter the distance, we're never apart.
Hello, everybody. This is the episode 3 of the Women's Warrior Table on my side. And I have been so excited, like really so excited to have you on my table, Mary. Oh my God. Ah,
Me
ah,
too. I don't know. I have just been feeling so embodied today and so ready just to be with you and just to see what comes. I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you so much for joining. And yeah, we're going to talk Women's Warrior Table because yesterday on the live with Sarah, we talked about this expansion, how quick it can happen. And you
hmm
already have your voice. You have something very special. That is your voice. And not only your voice, but your words, how you put words together, what you do with
Yeah.
them. Poof, it's you're gonna all enjoy that today. I cannot put words on it. What I have done for Mary when I saw that every day she's posting lyrics on her Facebook, and now I can create music with these tools, AI tools. Then I could make her lyrics into meditative music, and so we're gonna talk about. I think I have made you 9 songs so far.
And
Uh,
that was such a joy when you sent me those. I just remember playing one over and over and over in the car with my children in the car, and I was just so honored and to hear myself back to myself. it was like, it was so nourishing. I was like, and it made me proud, and that was really I really am grateful to you for that because it was like someone handing me a trophy. It was, it was a feeling of pride, and I don't I move so fast that I don't always sit down and I don't think what have I achieved because I'm always focusing on what's next. So I really appreciated that because it made me sit down for a moment, you know.
I
Thank
remember you like saying something back then,
you.
like I took you back to that, and I mean we're here to honor each other, and if
Yeah.
when I see that, that's like I can now. It happened for me recently that I can make this into, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So so
Yeah.
you can
Thank
make it.
you.
So you can do it. Yes. or a friend or something of yours
Well,
that
I like when it's a surprise from you.
yeah,
Like I
I
love
definitely made
surprises.
I think I have made 9 of yours, and then I was like, okay, should we make an album with 10? And then I asked you, what is your favorite number? And then you said 5. And then I said,
Bye.
okay, then I'm gonna make an album with 5. So we just need to make one more, then we make album number 2. I should have that ready for today,
Beautiful.
but I'm so sorry, I don't. Another
There's
surprise.
no worries whatsoever.
But Mary, I want to tell the people why I know you because I know you. I think a year or two before No, when were you on? When was Sasha Stone visiting you in Ireland?
Um, was it a year ago?
Is it a year ago?
Not even, maybe 9 months ago, maybe. Yeah,
I
something
thought it
like
was
that.
a longer time ago.
I think so. Um, I think it was late last summer. He was on tour in Ireland. I don't know if that can help you figure out the
Yeah,
time.
no, no, he's everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel
But
like it was within a year, like last summer, I think. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
sure. Yeah.
so that is from the time because that is my favorite 7 hours a month where nobody have to interfere. Me
Oh, lovely.
and the Lazarus initiative is on, and there you were,
Yeah.
and yeah, you just I don't know, it's your whole field. It's because at that time I didn't know you were writing. You were out with him to talk about some rocks.
Yes. Well, we did. I don't think either of us knew why we were there. You know, it wasn't. We didn't know it was about a rock until we found. You know, we just sniffed around. I guess. You know how you do. You just kind of like potter around and feel what's going on. You know you're called, so you're gonna do what you're told. You know that much, right? To follow your intuition and your impulse. And I felt like he was looking at a lot. He was talking about a lot of the same things I was talking about, and I just found that unusual because it was very specific language that we were both using. So that told me that was, we were receiving something similar from a similar source. Um, so we met in Tara, and Tara is famed for one particular stone, which is like what they call, I think, the king stone. It's like the phallus. It's to represent the male phallus. But I I know what has been done to stones. I know that sound has been used, frequency, weaponry, essentially. I can't. It's like off-world source, right? Has been used to pummel these stones to force them to ground this discordant frequencies into the soil. So I didn't really care for that stone. We thought we were going to see that stone. I didn't really want to deal with that because I couldn't feel anything from it. To me, it was more just like a conduit. It was a conduit, and I wanted the heart, which I didn't know that's what I wanted, but I wanted the heart of the matter. I always search for the heart of everything, every system I'm trying to collapse. Right? I go for the heart because you can make the change there and the whole system can reconfigure. You don't have to spend your time fighting with the bits and pieces, with the arms, with the armor of the system. You can go to the heart. So we ended up finding, my brother was there with me, Richard, and my friend Louise was there. And between all of us, and there was Asta, and a few more people were there. Between all of us, we found this big stone, and somehow I could feel, because I'm in tune with nature, so, and vibration and the intention of nature and the intention of living things. And because I am holding the imprint of the symphony of the womb in me. That's why I don't learn. I don't read. I don't learn what people say. I'm not. I have a particular song inside, or an imprint of the song, and I don't mess it up as much as possible. Anyway, so I could feel this stone talking to me. I could feel the stone singing, and my heart. I could feel it in my heart. And Sasha, I believe, felt it too. And in that moment, I was like, "Oh my God, what have we found?" And I felt it was somehow a ruby. I'm actually wearing a big ruby today. I felt it was somehow a ruby, and I listened to the sound of it, and I could hear its sound. and I sang its sound back to itself. And when you do that, when you sing the intention of something back to itself, you free it from anything that is like captured around it, any false intentions. We can free the intentions of each other's hearts, or the heart of everything, by singing the sound or singing the intention of the heart, speaking the intention of the heart back to it. So that's what we found, a big ruby. And
I have to bring out
more,
my I
yeah.
have to just bring
Oh,
out my
please.
rubies. I'm so sorry. My
That big,
answer is
beautiful ruby.
I just have to bring out my rubies.
Please
This is
do show us your ruby.
this is a gift from Felge that took them from Greenland himself, handpicked.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
I have to put them into jewelry before I lose them. Okay, they are open
Gorgeous.
right here with us. Wow.
My friend Christy made this for me after, I think maybe I'd been on Sasha's show, and she made this. This was a gift to me.
Wow.
Such a
And
beautiful
Sasha
gift.
in his office in Mexico got a big one from Greenland as well that is holding the space for the
Oh,
children
it's
while
beautiful.
we are waiting. Yes.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was so okay. So you I that makes so much sense. And then I am like doing the other thing, which like yeah, Sasha have really said to me like, "What are you doing? Keep working in the dark, and when we can go straight to the heart of it." And
Straight to the heart today. We're doing that, Arika, together now. Yeah. But this is the thing, if I have witnessed people with incredible compassion. It's mind blowing to me actually that the amount that people can carry. I have witnessed people carrying souls in the dark, holding on to them. I've witnessed this, and holding people's stories alive, so the people don't get forgotten. And then we can. What I want us to be able to do with all of that is to be able to bring all of that into the living symphony, so everyone, the story becomes alive, the soul becomes back into the one network of light, because there is a lot of trapped souls, trapped light, trapped stories, and if we sing the intention, the story can be released, and they can just be a piece of symphony, a piece of grace again. But it is beautiful how you are, and I can't I don't want to project onto you, but what I can feel from you, it's beautiful, and that level of compassion is a beautiful thing.
yeah, I just still feel we need to have these warriors with us that is still in the middle of exposing all of this, and
Yeah.
they do need sisters, and they do need
Mm-hmm.
us on the way. And it's not easy
Mm-hmm.
at all, but we cannot, I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like, okay, you can do, and maybe you can help me to help you do that work that you're doing.
Yeah.
And and still stay beside these strong souls that are taking, I think, a really, really big one for us. And we had Virginia that just passed away, that have
Mm-hmm.
uh, exposed the biggest of it all. And now everybody's spending all their money on TV and watching what have happened, and then they are making now money on that. So now I feel that when I can make this music, I had to honor her with that. So I think I made a song for her that we're gonna make another a podcast soon where we're gonna play a lot of the music that the people have made here lately.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I want to send her out pure, and we remember her so pure and strong. So for me, it's not easy, but I just cannot not do it. It's I don't know. Um, but that's why it helps me a lot to have you. Like I see, like a mother that's holding that space where I'm like this little kid, like, okay, come on, bring it on. I'm gonna like,
Let's get it. Yeah, yeah,
and I'm
yeah,
like, marvelous over
yeah,
here, bring it on. And then still, it's not fun. Like I have to balance it, and that's where you come into the picture, and where I can also just sit and repeat your songs and that I have made now and just put on and just get reset and should we give them a reset from the beginning and get a touch of what we have made together?
I would. It would bring me so much pleasure because your choice of the music, the voice, everything is just soothing, soothing. And this is
You
like when you speak of the differences, it's so important to know that um, everyone, what we have on our heart, what each person has on their heart, each person has everything they need to be that with, like you say, with support, with communion, with love. Love is everything, actually. Love from each other is everything. Um, but if it's on your heart, it's yours to bring to life.
Everybody can do it, but sometimes it seems like we have to be pushed to it. Like that we are
Yeah.
reaching one limit of some whatever it is. We You never know what it is that makes a person say enough. Like I have been in narcissistic
Yes.
relationships, and I can sit now and go when I look at other people, I'm just like, whoa. But today I can totally blame myself. I was the one staying in it. I was the one who had to find that point where enough, and that was very far out. But
Yeah.
after we find that, then I just wish we can help people find it earlier, very fast.
Yes, and this is something that came to me today is we are preparing the invitation. So if we have, because we have had to face a lot, and we have often been coming from a place of being barren or completely spent, completely exhausted. So because we have to focus on what we're fighting, and um or defending against, and that has been that is very real. Like, I'm not making light of that. We've all had these things that have left us depleted, and now we are wanting to come into regeneration. And what I was told at the moment is now we are preparing the invitation. We are tending to the body, tending to the tenderness of ourself, of the richness of ourself, so that we have enough to invite, these, like you say, the people you want to free themselves faster. We have something to invite them into. We're like creating a garden of ourselves, just ourselves as the living garden in overflow. So there's something to invite them into. And because people are stubborn, right? People, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but people just will keep plodding along, often not projecting on anyone. And sometimes a change happens in a second, but I just feel like the best way that I can offer um and a kind of a push to anyone, because I can't actually push. I've also been told this: I cannot force, even if it's love. I cannot force within this field because we are in a sacred containment. If I push, even if it's love, it causes an imbalance that has to be cleaned up. So the best I can do is to overflow my garden as much as possible and invite the softness of it to be the arms that catches what has to collapse, because it is collapsing. It has to collapse. It has to collapse.
And it's interesting when you say that with people being stubborn. I'm not either saying that in a bad way, but it is really also like changing. I can see in myself. I don't take it anymore, like
Mm,
um, because I see through it, and then maybe before I would get like really sad on the person's behavior. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm
yeah.
not, but stubbornness. I don't. It's not like I really like to learn new things. I like to be open um, and believe until in people until I have the reason to doubt it. Um,
Yeah.
but it just seems very deliberate sometimes. Like they do repeat themselves and they can hear themselves. So either sometimes it's best just to not say anything so they can hear what themselves. Um, but I think that's when sadism also came in Sarah's tables talks, where she changed a lot of this satanic language into talk about that it's sadism put all over us in the whole system. So when somebody behaves like that, normally we just nurse them and say, okay, it's okay, you're not so. But it's just a finish point. It's now, and now I want to play this because of this. Your
Mhm.
number, your lyrics, mothers of principles. Let us give
Let's do
you
that.
3 minutes
Thank
and
you.
39 seconds.
I'll just put my feet up.
Mothers of principles little video, and we will be back.
We are coming to the very end of the false occupation of the mother principle, the relentless harvesting of her resources, and the desecration of her immaculate heart, the parasitic competition with her young, the abandonment and starvation of her, the conquering and management of her, always wanting access without reverence. In this energetic turning point, everything must be reclaimed by big hands, hands of deepest compassion, hands that do not forsake anyone, her hands. Financial abuse, abandonment, poverty, alienation, slander, invisibility. These are the wounds the mothers of Earth hold, the endless pull and projection from those who wish to own her, influence her, by any means. Enraged by her clarity, aligned to false frequency, resistant to the tone she keeps clear. Hold her up now, please. She who holds the world, uphold her goodness. Listen to her story. Believe her. Receive her. Walk through the shame. She knows the way. Beloved mothers, they have persecuted you, because you are to hold the highest office. We are one. Love can heal, love can stun. We are one. We've begun. Together, rise and light the sun. Holding hands across the landscape you feel. Love that binds, love that feels so real. Love that bridges, making dreams and surreal. In this light, wounds will heal. Wounds will heal. Love can heal, love can stun. We are one. We've begun. Together,
Thank you,
Well,
Arika.
that touches me so deep. That is a reset every time I hear
Mm.
that from him. I hope you enjoy it out there. We're having some comments. That is Sam, and Sam is making now AI music as well. And I just meet because of Sarah's table. So we're making an album for the children. Wow, this is all coming together.
Beautiful.
Mary,
Mm.
before that, I want to ask you how you get all these lyrics out of
Mm.
your head. I just
Yeah.
want to say that we have to honor today as well Veda Austin, who is from New Zealand and who is this beautiful woman who have taken water experiments into a whole other, uh, what do you call that? Well,
Realm.
yeah. She can definitely prove all of us that water is fully alive and conscious. And so I asked Veda if it was, if she would allow us to have one of her pictures be on the front of your album, our album. Let me see
Our
if I can
album.
find it here. I think I have put it here. Album cover.
So beautiful. Mm.
So this, and I have the pure image that we borrowed from her. This is it. And this is a picture of frozen breast milk.
Mm.
And this is a present from my mother. And I think that looks the same. That is the
Oh,
tree of life.
wow.
That is the
Yeah. Yeah.
tree of life.
And it's like a placenta. So it's endless, you know, cycling. Yeah.
So thank you, Veda. And we are going to put all your contacts in the description after.
Yes.
Uh,
Thank you so much, Veda.
yeah, thank you for
Mm.
sharing that
Yeah.
and for all of your work. And I hope I will get her back and we can teach the children for the
Yeah.
future how to play with water. She just arrived back in New Zealand. I just got a voice message from her. So she's traveling around with all that she knows and it will get out because that changes everything
Yeah.
for people. Yeah.
Mm.
So we will talk about Veda a little later for you to not forget her because she's very important. But you, Mary, are on my table today, and you are that also because I suddenly realized when we got friends on Facebook that every day, I don't know if it's every day, but almost, I know, is that
Nearly.
every day,
Yeah.
every day, every day. Consistency, that's another woo thing we could
Nearly
talk
every day. Yeah. Not
about.
today, I think. Wouldn't-
You're here because you're here.
Yes. Yes. I was just like, I was swimming today in love, essentially. I was just feeling what I was feeling us. I was feeling what this was. That's what I was doing today. Just swimming in the preparation. And preparation's not even the word. It's whatever this moment is. I was just, feeling it in preparation. But nearly every day I have something to say.
You're from Ireland. You're born in
Yeah.
Ireland,
Yeah.
live in
Born
Ireland.
in Ireland, lived in Ireland all my life. Yeah. Not gonna leave. Well, we'll see. Maybe if I can go somewhere by the sea, somewhere warm. But I love Ireland. I
Back
really
alive,
do. Mm.
nice.
Have
But
you
really,
been to Ireland?
no, I haven't. But I have friends and who have visited, and everybody says it's stunningly beautiful, beautiful.
You have to come. I'm sure we'll begin to have some gatherings. Like I feel so many people say I want to come to Ireland, and there's a deeper feeling in them about it. There's gonna be gatherings and togetherness all around the world, everywhere. Yeah.
But Mary, how did you become, how, how am I going to ask this? How did you allow yourself to be you? Have you been allowed to be you?
That's such a good question. That is such a good question. How did you allow yourself to be you? I love that question. Oh my god, that's amazing. Okay. How did I allow myself to be me? Um, my mother was passing away. She was very sick, and I brought her to live with me. And in that process, I don't know, something about having her in my home, having her eyes and her presence there, it strengthened me. It showed me she received a mothering from me in in that time, but somehow I received the gift of being witnessed by her, you know? And so much was happening when she was with me that showed me that her passing was very important, and I had to do things a certain way to help her. So it's almost like who I am became so necessary that I could not pretend to not be who I was, because this was about my mother's passing. It was that's imperative to me, obviously. To and so if I'm being told I received this visit from the Queen of Heaven, essentially came into my bedroom, and she said, "You have to get your mother into the golden line," and I did not know what that meant, but I just essentially I went into kind of a deep devotional space where I received, and I just trusted my intuition. I trusted what I was feeling above all else. I blinkered to anything that would distract me. So it was almost like, a pregnancy. It was like a devotional, sacred space that I held around my mother and myself within that as well, and everyone in the house, until she passed. But her passing, somehow, when I got to see her with so much, in so much peace and beauty and honor, it allowed me to see myself the same as I was seeing her. And it gave me a strength. My mother was incredibly strong, and now she stands as a queen. There's nobody bothering her. There's nobody weakening her. She is strong, and she stands with me. And it reframed my identity to, because I've all I the same as everyone else. I get slandered. I get attacked. I get people always try to destabilize me because my calmness pisses them off, right? They want to see if they can make a woman fall over, make a woman cry, or whatever. That's, a lot of people want to do that. That's just what they get their kicks out of. So all of that stuff, the stuff we've all go through. But somehow the reframe came, it was like, I was my mother's daughter, full stop. That's all you get from now on. And it's even more stronger then because now I am my daughter's mother. That's what you get. So I am in between two exceptionally strong women, my daughter and my mother. And that's my channel. That's where I answer to. And that channel brings me directly to the Eternal Mother. So as I continue to choose to strengthen and clarify myself and just be who I am, more people's irritation towards me showed itself. So the people that had held it down, but were close to me, it couldn't be held in anymore. So it just pushed it to a moment where it was kind of like, well, you either birth as you are, in honor to your mother and in honor to your daughter, and therefore the eternal mother and the eternal daughter, or you stay being, a pick and mix for people who do not care for you, who would sell you, who would say things about you, slander you, exclude you, dangle you around, all of the stuff. So it just created a moment of choice, and I chose, and a moment of kind of like, well, my mother's gone, my children are safe. My children are with me. My mother's gone. It kind of created a kind of an irreverence for everything else. It's like, I don't care about the other stuff. I don't care about people's opinions of me. I lost my mother, and my mother was a very strong inner order and goodness. And she tried to hold everything together all her life. And she took care of people. And the sickness she ended up with was almost like the sickness the other people gave her from caring for the other people, if you know what I mean. And I'm not going out like that. And I don't want any woman to go out like that, to be this absorber of badness, of other people's badness. That's what, and it set me on a journey of discovering all about the womb and the light function of the womb, the highest light function of the womb. It is not to be enslaved. It is not to be bombarded. It is not to be a cleanup tool for pollution. Women are not supposed to be anxious and, exhausted and put upon. Women are to be upheld. The mother, the womb is to be upheld. The daughter, the grandmother is to be upheld. And there is no contention in saying that, because mother is the one that upholds the world. So you uphold mother, you uphold everyone. So it kind of, it just pushed me to a point of, okay, the game's over, I'm my mother's daughter, my daughter's mother, and that's all you get from now on, in increasing waves of strength until I just kept speaking, and I would speak to women's freedom. I was speaking to free women's wombs, and women would respond to me, and that was enough. Once women responded to me, and I would help with their healing, and they would be tears and love and joy. That's enough. That's your reward straight away. So you're going to keep doing it because it works. And I started off doing my stuff for free because I didn't know, if it would work. And so that's something I wanted to say, because people always don't want to start something. They kind of make everything has to be perfect before they start. You don't, you just do it, and you'll get the confidence from the feedback that you get, or you correct yourself from the feedback you get. But that's how I stopped being someone other than myself, through my mother, essentially.
Wow, beautiful. But sad that it had to happen like that. So I have asked my mother to come on my warrior table and heal together with me while we are still alive, because
Beautiful.
we definitely didn't have it easy together. But I have full forgiveness for everything, because I understand what happened to her, and now she realized in a very, I think it's very old to be 75 when you realize that 3 years of your life is not stated anywhere. So maybe she have a very good reason to have had it not being strong, or so we're gonna go on that dig together.
Beautiful.
And see what happened in those 3 years.
3 years of your life or her life?
No, of her life in
Okay.
her childhood. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's so interesting. So, and we were talking about that yesterday as well. It's time to reach out to in Denmark. I don't know how it is in Ireland, but our elders live in nursing homes. And
yeah, I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't blame anybody, but the setup that makes it so hard for you to take care of your own mother, like, that has to change. It's sad, and I don't judge anyone who has to do that. It should be made so easy to take care of your loved ones at home. It should be made easy,
That is the
like
same as
financially
having,
and everything. Yeah.
yeah, like having a small child. You shouldn't be forced to go
Same
out and
thing.
work right
Mhm.
now. You have more important things to do. And
Yeah,
today, when
I
you
think.
the masculine
Mhm.
want to be feminine, then we can share
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Well, I think mothers should be paid to stay home with their children, and you know, like, or if it's going to be a father who stays home, that's fine, but by and large we know it's women, so we can hide behind this camouflage of, well, we have to do everything equally. Well, that's nonsense. Like, we all know, when we have children, the woman, if she's working, she works and she minds the children, and she does the vast majority of the work. That's the truth. There's no point trying to pretend it's something else. And of course, and like, we're not going to give out medals because sometimes it's different. It is what it is. Let's be honest. Mothers have a particular set of needs that need to be taken care of. Our needs are not dependent on what a man does or doesn't do. Our needs are not dependent on what a father does or doesn't do. A mother knows what she needs, and she should be supported in that. And the same as anyone who's looking after their mother or their father in old age, they know what they need, and that should be taken care of. This kind of trying to homogenize everything into, it takes away the meaning of everything. It turns everything into nothing. And then it's like, oh well, then just put them in a nursing home, because we're not, there's no, it takes that homogenization, takes the honor out of everything, it takes the good out of everything. Like, because we know the truth of it, there's always exceptions, but the truth of it is that mothers take care of their children, and it should be made so easy for them to do it, you know.
I agree totally. I
Mm.
was put in a daycare center from I was 1 month old because it was
Mm.
in the 70s. My mom was, it was trendy to go to work with the women, so she was
Yeah.
doing a career, and still it was very young, uh, 1 month old. But it made that we don't really get to know each other like if you go
Yeah.
100 years back, where the families lived together.
Mm.
So we get to know each other when they get old and get into the nursing home. and,
Yeah.
and it's kind of sad. Um,
It is sad. I just said to my mother, you know, come be with me. And I just happened to be self-employed, and I was able to afford it, you know. Um, and not everyone can afford it. So it just needs to be made affordable to people to look after their own people.
yeah,
Yeah.
so that we send out will happen
Yes.
very soon. Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
So, Mary, your lyrics that comes out every day,
Yes.
blessing all of us who is on your page. Do you want to talk about your change of name just in case other people know you with as Costello?
Oh yes, sure. That was my married name, Mary Costello, and I was keeping it that way because even though I'm my long separated from my ex-husband, but I wanted to, and his name is Ali. Just want to say a kind hello to him if he ever happens to watch me. There's no badness between us whatsoever, which is a beautiful thing. But he has. I kept the name because I wanted to have the same name as my children, which was, I thought, a good idea. But when it came down to it, and I really had to go deeper with that, I realized I was keeping myself outside of my own destiny song, my own destiny timeline. And I don't know, it just happened. I don't know where it came. I just said to my friend Angela, I need to take my name back. I need to go back to my birth name. And that's my birth name, Mary Brigid, my two grandmothers, O'Donohue, my father's name. And and straight away I could see the rainbows and the music just streaming through my body. And I was like, oh my God, this feels so beautiful. I can feel my destiny song again. Because that was, that married name was a contract name. And I'm not going to talk about marriage, but for me, that was, I thought marriage was about expanse and making a bigger garden, but unfortunately, that's not. It was a contract, so that is that, and I got 3 beautiful children out of that. But so I reclaimed my destiny song by coming back to my birth name that was chosen by my mother, filled with the goodness of my 2 grandmothers and my father's name. Um, so every day when I'm sharing on Facebook, that is just coming through. That's in the morning time. My morning ritual, I can't change. It's the same every morning. It's get up, have my coffee, and sit down and just start. Everything starts grounding. I have to have coffee to ground. And the reason I do it on Facebook is because I don't want to lose anything. Because I'm very I can be very scattered. So I put it on Facebook so it's there, it's saved, and someday I'll gather up all the writings, but that's what that comes from. It just comes through me as I sleep, and then it comes out of me in the morning, just like easy peasy, just comes out,
It comes
streaming.
in sleep.
Yeah,
That sounds
wherever I
to
go.
me like somehow like the Aboriginals.
Okay.
They go to. It's when a child gets born. Before it gets born, I
Yeah.
think the elder have to swim to the very deep down in a billabong, which is kind of
Hmm.
endless, and he will hear song, and that
Wow.
song he comes and he brings to the baby, and any trauma that is like put to this child or adult when it becomes adult, the tribe will go
Hmm.
around and sing that song back to
I
the
love
remembrance.
that. That's what
Yeah,
you've done for me with making the songs, singing the songs back to me. That is beautiful. Yeah, it feels like wherever I go, I don't know, or if I don't go anywhere, but wherever I sleep into, it's like an infusion. It's an infusion of um, an original consciousness, a pure consciousness, and then it just comes.
we
It
are.
comes into.
We are many that are thankful, very thankful for your dreams
Thank you.
and for. Um, I I am gonna screenshot all your Facebook because
Oh my
even you
gosh.
can be dangerous in these times, Mary. So
That
I have been taken down my Facebook. I never saw it again.
mhm.
Sarah had 4 Facebook taken in 1 week, and you might
Okay.
even be the most dangerous one of them all. Let's just figure it out here.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
should not
Well,
said that. We are
that
protecting
is yeah, loads of protection around all of us. But
and
yeah, that would be the sensible thing to do, but
wait, message. Message. It's here. I'm just gonna bring that.
just share my rose with everyone. A little rose.
And the rubies
Mm.
from Felge. Thank you, Felge. We have to build the men's warrior table. I am just
Oh wow.
evaluating a dude from, he's Jamaican, I think, but he grew up in London. And I was just talking with him like an hour ago. I was like, you
Nice.
sound like the one who is opening the men's warrior table. And and I think we have one in Denmark that he's from Greenland, but if he can travel to Greenland and be 3 people in a small boat, get out to the ice. Actually, it's at Greenland, like one of his friends that never left Greenland. He can see
Yeah.
where the stones are, like
Oh wow.
oh. So they knew. So they're
Mm.
coming. I have seen it on video. So they come out. So it's just like glitter, white everywhere, and they do like this slam, and then fall off a big rock, and it's just a ruby.
Wow. That's
So yeah,
beautiful. Everyone is showing themselves Everyone, what I say, every head is counted, and everybody counts. There is an imprint for every one of us in the womb of the Great Mother, in the symphony. The imprint of every one of us, and yeah, so everyone counts. So it's beautiful to, as we are standing up and making ourselves count, making our presence count. Beautiful. And it's not as scary as as long as you don't have any expectations, it's fine. You know?
I think that's a really big lesson
Mm,
to. I remember the day to stop expectations.
mm,
So people say, I understand you get hurt by that, and I'm like, I don't. I'm so sorry.
mm.
I
Yeah.
just move on. I don't have time for that anymore. Um,
Yeah,
that's a kind of easier.
we have to, because there's certain things that will hurt, and when that happens, I I honor that now, but there's a lot of things that don't hurt. It's just I don't
It
have
hurts.
time. I don't have time
So,
for
I
it.
mean, for me, like it hurts believing in karma.
Yeah.
So I know that when they do these things, it's gonna hit them
Mhm.
times 10.
Yeah.
And then you give them one chance, two chance, three chance, four
Mhm.
chance, five chances. And then you're like,
Yeah.
oh, you counted up big time now, man. Like, and you just
Yeah.
continue. And then in the end, it's like, okay, I'm not gonna give you more. You have to
Yeah.
that stops here. And that
Mm.
becomes easier. I think it's also happening collectively.
Yeah.
We in the last since the corona, a lot of things have happened collectively in a
Mhm.
week. Like it's like like just the forgiveness moment when everybody just suddenly came, but we can forgive. Like,
Mm.
whoa! First it was like, whoa, what is that? No, they
Yes.
cannot do that. Hate, hate, hate.
Mhm.
And now we're with open arms. Come
Yeah.
on, But
So true.
It happened like that. I feel it
So
was like,
true. And we were ready to I was ready to I was ready to go to war for that one, because that was a war. That COVID time, that was a war. We're not idiots. We know war when we feel it coming over the hill, wave after wave, taking out the wave, all the different like layers of the infantry. You could feel it coming, taking out the grandparents, and then it kept. Nothing was sacred. That was when we got to see the level of depravity that was in supposed power. Now, the power was always ours, because the most beautiful thing that I have learned from all of that is that every power over us is something we have agreed to. Because even with all of the pressure, the coercion, the manipulation, and the aggression, the psychological warfare, it still rested on our agreement, on the individual's agreement to walk up to the doctor or the nurse and to receive this. Now, I know there's exceptions for people who were forcibly done, but by and large, because of the openness of our society, with everyone have their phone, CCTV, everything's recorded, permission has to be given. Permission has to be given for us to enter into a contract. And any power over us, any perceived power over us, is a contract that we agree to. That is what I took away from this whole thing. So at the beginning, I felt such a deep sadness and terror and shock. And then I just studied it, and I witnessed how it is done to make people, to push people into agreeing to end themselves. It was a remarkable feat, but this is what evil does when it's losing grip. it starts to become very obnoxious and it shows its full hand. And then we witness that and we go from being terrified, disgusted, shocked, heartbroken, at the end of it, when everyone we've tried to save has made their choice, we get to a place of observer, and we start to say, okay, well, there's nothing like, let me examine this and see how this nastiness works from the inside out. That's what we came to, and that's a very powerful position to be in.
I feel it's a gift because I woke up in '96. I would call it a wake up. Being programmed, being in all institutions, school, and yeah, for what are you in school? 11 years, then another 2 years, then into a business. I could have been sitting there forever. I'm sure I was pretty programmed. But luckily, I had a boyfriend that died of cancer and I had to get away. I'm thanking him today. I had to get away from here. So I ended up in London in a hostel, and we are there's an Italian guy that had to shoot a movie, and he's asking us 5 friends if we want to help him. And we are walking near Buckingham Palace. This is a week after Diana died, and then Prince Charles came walking straight towards us, like
Oh my
straight. It was
lord.
like a huge pathway. We have 5 people, and he walks straight past us. The sun is going down behind him, so his ears are shining like orange. So I just see these huge red ears, and I'm like, whoa, red ears. And then
Oh
he just walked like
gosh.
straight towards us, so we had to split in two, and he just walked past us like he didn't see us, and we just turned around. We were like,
How did that happen?
what the fuck? At that time, I knew this is not him. It's impossible. He would be shot. Diana died last week. All Hyde Park is crying. It's impossible. So we had heard about clones, or we have heard about that, but this was real because you cannot walk alone on the street if you are Prince Charles in '97.
Yeah.
You could not. So that made one boom. And the second point that woke me up was 2 friends saying, "What do you want?"
Mm.
I'm like, "I want a sandwich." No, 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 no.
Okay, first I want a sandwich, then second.
And they went straight away, not what we were talking about. And I was feeling really sad about myself and my boyfriend that had died of cancer and all of that. And they just got me big time. And yeah, I was 21. I remember exactly where I was sitting. And it changed my life forever that they kept pointing, no, you. No, no, you're not going to run away. What do you want? And every time I tried to escape that, they went back. And I didn't, yeah, I found out in that moment, but a little later, that I wanted to paint. Because this whole hostel was painting. So I was sitting in the stairway with all this paint. I'm like, I want to paint. I didn't even think about it. It was a possibility that it was something I could start. But before that happened, I freaked out because I realized nobody never asked me that question in 21 years. That's when I realized what it meant to be programmed.
Yeah.
And when I stopped freaking out over nobody never asked me that, I began freaking out. And I think it took 20 minutes each of the freaks because my whole brain went was, why did I never ask myself that question?
Yeah.
And right now I can be a little angry because at myself because I should ask myself that a little more often. It's really something we should.
Yeah. That's a very simple statement, and it is so accurate. And that's got me thinking now as well, what do I want? Because I don't stop to think. I just keep gathering, and finding what's missing. Without, well, what do I want? I like that.
That was one that
Yeah.
was really, that's why we talked earlier. It's not, you never know what it is that wake you up. You don't know.
Hmm.
It's different things for
Yeah.
everybody. But I
Yeah.
believe your initiations is very,
Mm.
very important.
Mm.
And I think that all of you who are listening, and I want to say that I have registered them officially. So,
Oh, wonderful.
yes. So, which means that if they are played on radio or on something, and soon I have to do something, then we can get them out like in the whole world and on Spotify and on all of that.
Oh my
And
gosh.
then we are gonna share like
That's
this.
amazing. That's incredible. That's just thank you
And
so much. That's
we can
incredible.
continue. We can continue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. It's a joy. It's beautiful.
I was thinking having a 2-3 minute. You can all go get some coffee and water. Do you want
Mm,
to choose? We're gonna hear a number more of yours.
okay.
Do you want to choose? I have Be
No,
Still.
whatever you, yeah, I love that one. Just that's my own personal kind of,
Yeah,
that
I think
calms
we
me
will
down.
finish with that.
Yeah.
Um, so then
But I
that
don't
we
mind any, whatever you want to put on. It's good.
I put Sacred Return. You all have 3 minutes and 38 seconds to get some water.
Perfect. Thank you.
The eternal lineage of Mother is our DNA. We are plugged back into the eternal Mother via our crown, via the 12 crystalline grandmothers. All the hauntings within our ancestral DNA are agiating to the point of release. This is to the depths of the core of the earth, reaching every song line, DNA lines of earth. Throughout this agitation, everything of shadow, of shame is walking their way back to the rose. Every family is within this. Maintain the rose center point. Trust the eyes your mother gave you. Know the power of your loving vision to call forward the crystalline truth of all beings. Trust your voice. Follow this through with the command of love. Trust the powerful presence of your rose as it offers its undulating, unending pattern. It was your waves which called them. It is your waves that are freeing them. It is your rose which is the way. When this is done, the eternal lineage of Mother will be known and held within everyone as their eternal, unbroken, immaculate DNA, beloveds. The immaculate heart of Mother is the endless streaming of her song through the crystalline channel of DNA, beautiful queens of the sea. This is the sacred return we called for, the eternal resurrection of Mother.
tingling. I have not been following up on comments, so maybe we should just go through them from the top. But I don't know
Yeah.
where they came in.
Oh,
But it's
I have my tea.
yeah. Thank you, Sam, Samantha.
Hi,
Her
Sam.
name is Sam, and she's making AI music. Uh, Beautiful. Thank you. We don't know what you responded to, but how often are you doing this? We are doing this every Wednesday, and I changed the time because I think it's better for when I do European interviews that we do it here a little later, but it
Yeah,
can be earlier if I'm doing it with people from Australia or New Zealand. But normally it would be at 8 o'clock Danish time, which is 8 o'clock UK time.
that's good. Yeah,
So we
everyone's
have
settled in for the evening.
yes, and then we are
Mm.
so lucky that we also now have a TV channel in Canada called
Okay,
Forever Free TV.
nice one.
Oh, I should link up to that.
Yeah,
So all our live streams will go on there, and they cannot disappear if they close down our YouTubes or something. They cannot take down this.
beautiful.
So that's to Roxy that I have to interview as well. She's amazing.
I think I saw a bit of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw a bit of that.
she's
That is
amazing.
amazing. That's brilliant.
She's a purple glowing priestess. Um, yeah. So there is already tables. So Sarah started the first
Hmm.
table, sitting on the table with Jen on Sean Edwards' channel, saying, "Why don't we make a woman warrior table? Yes, let's do that." And then
Mm.
we know that women somehow is not supported in being
Hmm.
mothers the way
Yeah.
we would like to be, so we could
Hmm.
care so much for the children, so we were
Yeah.
free from fear, free from
Well, I'd love
being
to talk about that. Mm.
yeah,
That's so important because there is um there is something there that is just quite shocking. When you become a physical mother or when you just hold that maternal energy, and it's a very nurturing, it has to be a soft energy because it's a constant giving energy. It's you're giving nourishment, you're receiving, and you're giving nourishment, and there has to be a parameter holding, there has to be an honoring of that. And too often, um women as mothers are, as they are nurturing, they are defending themselves in their own home, or they are nurturing and giving and having to, you know, be incredibly productive in order to regenerate this little network where there's an absence of that holding and of that covering and just of that honoring of the mother principle. It's shocking, and I want to speak to that because that is something I know the women are feeling.
please speak.
Yeah, that's it.
And also to births,
Mm.
because I would like women to find the strength. I didn't find it. At that time when I got kids, I didn't have the strength. I don't know. It was so strange because I was pretty aware, but I guess not
Yeah.
that aware. But I did give birth to both of my children in hospital, and they
Mhm.
traumatized these births. It took me many, many, many years to realize this was done on purpose. This was
Mm.
uh, this is not how wanted to give both give birth in water to both of
Mhm.
them, which was a possibility. So the bath was ready, and I
Mhm.
was so ready. I was so good in there. The first time, you have to get up. Suddenly, you have to get up. His heart is
Yeah.
beating differently, and I'm like, how the fuck you know? It's like, and just to get
Mm.
up of the water while you're in the middle of that is the opposite.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't work to
Yeah.
get out of water. So that was a
Yeah.
whole strange thing. And then up lying there, and then suddenly 10 doctors around me. You just see
Mhm.
faces, and then you get a like a thing going that say beep 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 beep, and they're just making this
Mhm.
drama, this huge drama,
Yeah.
and end up taking
Mhm.
him out with a. I'm
The
sure today
forza.
he would have come out so naturally in that water.
Mhm.
And with my
Yeah.
daughter, suddenly I was in there as well. They say she's the other way around. No, no, she's like
Mhm.
like so she's a moon looker or what I don't know what you call it. But the same torture one more time. And now I
Mhm.
know people who have studied to doula, like
Yeah.
what do you call that? To people who don't know, what is a doula? A
Um.
doula is
To, yeah, to assist a laboring mother,
yeah,
to support her. Yeah.
and that is done with knowing the mother before and the father.
Yeah.
It's
Mhm.
about nurturing the skin so you don't. It's about knowing how to breathe. You learn all
Yeah.
that before, and
Yeah.
it's so sad how far away a hospital have come from giving birth naturally. So I would
Mhm.
really love a lot of doulas. I was thinking about that, making courses, longer courses, training doulas, so we get a lot of them.
Mhm.
Because actually
Yeah.
in Denmark, this year or last year, suddenly they made a law that the nurses that is attached to the hospitals cannot help
Mhm.
anymore in home births, not even if
Oh,
it's their own children or family. That's illegal. It's
that's
illegal not to help.
disgusting.
That is illegal not to help, and they make it illegal even for a midwife, a trained midwife.
That's not good enough. That's terrible.
So we need to,
I was blessed to have my daughter at home, and it was perfect. She was my second child. Second child, a girl. She was small, or she was a bit smaller than the boys. I had two boys. My two boys were born in hospital. Um, God bless them with their big heads, with their beautiful boys. But it was just a bit more arduous. But it was okay. But it wasn't just their heads. It was more than that. So what it was with the hospital setting creates terror in the body. It's frightening. And you know that our bodies can pause a birth when we don't feel safe. Our bodies will pause the birth, just like we'll pause menstruation if we're somewhere where we have to maintain our physical strength. That's what our body does. So our body pauses birth when we feel terrorized, and we are terrorized in hospital. And it's not just by it's not by a bad intention, but there are certainly I was very shocked to find obstetricians that clearly despised women and despised birthing women. There was plenty of loving staff as well, but I was clearly in the presence of doctors who did not like me whatsoever, making fun of me or judging me or insulting me. And this is just commonplace. It's nothing special about me. I'm just a regular mother. So I just found that shocking to be in a holding, a place of holding that I could perceive was not tender to me as a birthing mother. But this is what it is. Once you do something that makes you vulnerable in a predatory world, once you become vulnerable, and a birthing mother is incredibly vulnerable. You see the world through new eyes. You see how predatory people actually are, and how people are almost like vultures, and they will pick at the weakest. Now, there's people who live like this all the time, who are the vulnerable in society. They always get to witness what it feels like truly to live in a predatory society. But that has happened to pregnant women in hospitals. But I could only imagine there's improvements. I don't know. It did improve between my first son and my second son, my third child. There was an improvement, but I had also aged and I was more switched on. Um, So 2 of my children were born using hypnobirthing, which is just self-hypnosis to rid the body of fear. So the birth wasn't painful. It was, hard work as a birth is, but it wasn't, there was no fear in my body. So it's the fear that causes the pain. And I would just wish for every woman to get that experience of a fearless birth, because it's the most powerful thing. It's such a powerful thing for a woman to be able to do. And I would love that to be a center point of utmost importance, that the birthing of our children is done without any fear, and the women are held in tenderness, and that the women are held for weeks afterwards and are heavily advised to stay in bed with their feet up, and are fed and are tended to, and everything is done around them. I would love that to be a pillar of our society.
I had a book I bought in Australia, but I lost it. It was made like a 360 days book, but it was from all tribes around the world how they give birth. I can't believe I lost it. And a lot of them, I think also is it in Hawaii? I think you go into a cave, a dark place,
Yeah,
and you're
nice.
served, and people come with presents. I remember the father being taught, like treated very bad in the hospital. So he left. So I was left alone, and I could understand he couldn't be there because can he not have a cup of coffee even? What is it with you people? It's like, so okay, go home. Can I go home now? Also, it was not nice. So I would really, really love doulas, a lot of doulas educated. And also this about cutting the what do you call it?
The umbilical cord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just the natural thing that they do. And I think in Denmark actually now you can choose to have it left for an hour. But it is supposed to stay there and give the rest that is in there to the baby.
Stem cells, yeah.
Yeah. Medicine.
It's powerful. It's just, I find it just incredible how anything involving women is considered women's issues, which is ridiculous. So it's kind of sidelined. But this is what it is in a predatory society or an exploitative society. Everyone but whomever is seen as a commodity, and it's like we give just enough to this group, just enough to this group to keep them quiet, to maintain an unnatural imbalance. The upholding of pregnant women is the upholding of everyone. Everyone comes into this earth through a birthing mother. So that's just one of my dreams, for that, just to the heart of that, the mind of that, that system, just to change overnight. It would be beautiful when we feel that.
It needs community. It needs community. I mean, we need community back.
Yes.
And that
take
means
care.
also we need to trust again, because I didn't trust anyone to take care of my children. So I was like very numb. It's like, and I'm still happy I was so nurtured around them, and I think it's still very important. But we do need to have some people we trust. We need sleep.
Yeah.
Now I have a friend.
Yeah. And if even people came with food, and nobody ever brought me food, which I found that incredible. People would come with, to have a cup of tea, but they would never. People should be bringing like a tray of food. People should come and clean your house. People should come and do your laundry.
Solbjerg, I am coming this week.
Good. But it's just a change of reorientation of, so our source of life is mother. So everyone should be always giving back to mother, always giving back to mother, and that's just something that not just the women, the men, everyone should be, the children, everyone should always be funneling back to mother, because she gives everything. She gives everything. And that principle of the mother, when it is taken care of, that is the honor of the world. The mother is to have women that are upheld and replenished and are able to nurture and able to be in a state of love. That is an honor. That's the way it should be. We are not designed to carry immense pressure. We are not designed for that. We are designed as the presence of love and nourishment and abundance. And it is a very sick system that has taught our society and ourselves to deplete us, to weaken us, to attack us, to fragment the women, to isolate women. Yeah, it's a strange one.
Yeah. I think I just get a comment out here that I would like to hold space for your vision of educating doulas. And this is what the warrior table is also all about,
Yeah.
that we are bringing in what we can
Yeah.
to the table. So thank you, Icelandic Angel. I have a very, very beautiful friend living close to me. She's a doula. And then I have a friend that just gave birth. Oh, now it's 2 months ago, I think. And actually, Solberg, I'm sorry, I'm going to show you off.
Show us. Is there a baby photo?
Look what we made.
Ah, beautiful.
It's gonna be
That's beautiful. That's honoring of that beautiful pregnancy.
It's gonna be
Gorgeous.
flowers. I just bought today
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. She was so beautifully pregnant, and I have to interview her as well because she did something very, very special under her pregnancy
Already.
and before her pregnancy. So she went in Vipassana
Yeah.
last year, like 50 days out of the year, and then she did
Yeah.
it under her pregnancy as well. And
She
this
did which? Say
baby,
that?
she was in Vipassana, like in silence retreat.
Oh, okay.
And this baby, I haven't heard her cry yet.
Oh, wow.
I
She's
haven't.
just pure silence. Lovely.
She's
That's
like,
amazing.
she have like this typically stomach, like so you can see, like when a baby would normally, I think, like give like, because you can see she needs the food through. No, it will give like an but I see her eyes like I'm thinking, okay, it's going through there. Okay, and then it's
Wow.
moving to there. And then
Yeah.
it's going down. Okay. Like, I don't know. It's just another thing. I can't wait.
Yeah.
And I know they're tired. I know mother and father is tired. I know, they told me. I'm gonna come very soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, helping each other and and what is, so that was the birth. So you also wanted to talk about more. Do you want to say more about that mother protection, because it's very, very important?
It's so important. It's a reorientation. And Rua just spoke something. It was lonely and difficult, and they should be the very sacred and joyful times. I think what strikes women as we walk through, and I can speak for myself, but as we're walking through these moments that feel sacred to us, we know these are our initiations, whether it's the giving birth, the pregnancy, finding out we're pregnant, having the baby. For me, one of my initiations was caring for my mother for some reason. And it has to be spoken because this is across the board. Our most tender moments are the times when we're treated the worst. And it's the time when people take a step away, and the people that we have invested in and helped. And I'm not trying to speak for everyone, but I just know so many women come to me and tell me these things. So I know enough to say that this is common. This isn't just me. Um, Often are times of our greatest initiations where we have to deepen into our bodies, deepen into our presence, deepen into our love. And it involves tenderness and vulnerability and fragility in relation to other things. In this, it's a deep power, whatever it is, because we are in the presence of a natural force. We are a natural force, but there's an inability at those times, whether it's focusing on a pregnancy, focusing on a baby, bringing my mother through her journey. I wasn't able to focus on the parameter, and I was being attacked in many different ways, and I find that shocking and offensive and disgraceful. And I know that I'm not here to tell my story. I know that that's common. I know that's what it's been, and I can't understand why. And I just want that spoken.
Well, I don't know. I saw this Freemason woman from Australia coming with a testimony, and she tells why we are going after the
Okay.
minorities. It's deliberate. It's the Freemasons working high up in the. We just had,
Systemic.
yeah, we just had two high-ranking Freemasons in Denmark dying, or who died, and one of them were the cancer, the women's cancer biggest, like he was the one in charge of the cancer department in the biggest hospital here. And I mean,
Wow. Okay.
if I
That's
could feel the
brilliant.
love, yeah, if I could feel the love, but I can't, then I'm so sorry that your system, we do work, we do, humans can live in a system which can be good for us, but not if you're, there's something you have misunderstood. I visited a hospice many years ago, and it was so beautiful. This is where you come 2 weeks before you die. There was waterfalls inside. There was colors everywhere. There was flowers. There was horses outside the window. I was like, can they have that in the kindergarten, maybe? And then all the way up. Why do you have to be on your death path before you have to get that?
Yeah.
But I believe we are having like initiations, like you make, and then manifestation. So also collectively, we have to learn to dream beautiful dreams, which means
Yeah.
without fear.
Yes.
And how do you have any?
How to dream without fear. Yes, like the whole truth. We are getting to this because what is happening now, we are in the sacred containment, and everything, like when you speak of karma, everything is being felt. So the balance of everything is coming. The balance of everything is being felt. And we are doing this to get to the whole truth. Once we get to the whole truth, now when you're in a vulnerable position, you just get through your life. But when you have some space and when you have created a degree of peace for yourself, you can witness yourself and you can get to the whole truth of everything that has been in. Well, I'm not talking about psychoanalysis. I don't really feel the need for any of that, but it's about accepting all that there is and finding the singularity in that. And like you said, asking yourself, well, what do I want? What is my singular intention then? If this has been my chaos, this has been my story, this has been what's held me or bound me thus far, in all of that, what is the singularity? What is my center point, my heart, my truth of that? And I don't, there's no place for fear because there's nothing to fear, because anything we have, um, anything that has been above us, oppressing us, we have agreed to. So the way to not, just do not take on any more contract. Dispel from the body anything that's causing restriction. I would have a very, you could say, delusional or or stubborn belief that there shouldn't be restriction or limitation or misery or decay within the body. I expect to be in regeneration. Now, I haven't always been like that because I've lived a life the same as everyone else, but I expect to be able to get myself together enough, get my system together, that my energy is regenerating all the time, and that my heart is choosing my trajectory, and my heart is whole. I'm bringing my heart to wholeness. We have to bring our heart to wholeness by feeling everything, ending the inner gaslighting, completely ending the gaslighting, allowing ourselves to feel the wholeness of our truth, of our core, of our heart, and picking back up our trajectory. And the song of the body, the intuition, the symphony of the body is always singing us to wholeness. It's always, in giving us the nudges to keep us safe, telling us what our body needs, telling us what our soul needs, telling us how to honor ourselves. And it is in, the times where we have been desecrated or attacked and all of that, when that has happened to me, somewhere in myself, I have released the armor, the protection of my own intuition. I went against my own intuition, and I found myself in situations where I was not honored because I hadn't honored myself. Your intuition is like a sheath, like a mother's sheath around you. This crystalline protection, a song, a prayer, a living prayer. And when we ignore our intuition, we end up in places where we are desecrated. So that is my lesson for why I ended up in places where I wasn't loved correctly. And that is, to me, is the answer to getting towards where I need to be. Well, which is right exactly where I am right now. But how to be in wholeness is to listen to your body. But there's no fear. I don't feel the fear. I don't feel it.
And for me, that is a lot about being in the now. Like I
Mm,
don't have a calendar. I tried many times in my life. It's not working for me. It's like,
yeah.
and it's also a decision back in '96 back then that if you like, to, I didn't take the decision to be in the now, but to do what do I want. So
Mm,
suddenly I'm very aware of what I don't want,
yeah.
and that's just uh, a good thing to remember. And
Yeah.
then because just what you said before, I just want to give you this. This is
Mm,
for you. While we were talking about this, so Deborah is writing, I'm dreaming it into being. Let it be. All the change that heals us and our world. Thank you,
mm.
Deborah. And
Thank you,
then comes
Deborah.
this to you, Mary. Okay. I think everyone needs a Mary.
You have me. I'm here. I'm everybody's.
She's here for us. Wow, I'm so thankful. And
I'm
that
here for
that
everyone. I really am, because I don't take sides. I don't see sides. I don't, you know, well, of course, sometimes I get a little bit annoyed, like every other living woman and man, but in general, my balance is, um, we're all together and we're all perfect. There's just things in the way. We just need to get rid of the things in the way, you know?
it just looks like a lot have been born into something that needs to stop.
Yeah,
And now
yeah.
we have come to a time where it's exposed and it cannot go. That's why we have to love AI and all the technical and all of that. Maybe it crash later, but it's here
Mm,
right now for us to be able to see the whole all over the world at the same time to feel creators, using it all the
Mhm.
way. And when suddenly they close it all, then we will be good. But then it's
Yeah.
we know what we're dealing with, and we can start
Mhm.
again.
Yeah,
Um,
there's nothing to fear. There really is nothing to fear. I just feel a strengthening. I feel a strengthening. And I just cannot see any resistance. I can't see anything in the way anymore. And I had to battle in my ways. And I'm not in battle anymore. That's gone. So that's a big one. I am in the business of speaking to the heart of things and allowing everything to collapse, because what I witness is everyone is exhausted. Now, if you and I are tired and we are following our conscience and we're listening to our heart and we're doing good, imagine how exhausted people are who have been ignoring their conscious is that no the conscience, excuse me, who have been ignoring their conscience all their lives or for a big part of their lives. Imagine how tired they must be, how exhausting it is to uphold a level of apathy when you have a beating heart inside you, that you know you are directly born. Everyone is directly born from the love of their mother and the light of their father. That's who we are. How exhausting it must be to have to be apathetic and evil, if you want to say the word evil, which is just an absence of compassion, an absence of intelligence. How exhausting it must be to be in that level of chaos. And I just feel like we can relieve a lot of people from positions they should not be in. We can relieve a lot of people of concepts and opinions that they don't need anymore, just by speaking to the whole truth. And the whole truth is witnessing whoever we think is on the other side and speaking their pain out loud. And when you can speak their pain out loud, it softens them. It allows them to be held. And if we're asking people to give up their false power over, then maybe put something under them that they can fall into. You know, make it soft, make it easy, because a lot of people are exhausted. And maybe it will be easier than we think if we just make it soft. You know what if you know what I'm saying? If we make the invitation, the receptivity, you know, and
I
in
have
order to do that, the fear, we release the fear. Otherwise, we can't do that. You know.
I still have to learn that. I still
Mm.
feel
We're just
uh,
here. That's just coming now. So yeah. That's just coming now. It's a big one because you'll feel it. We will all feel it when we have no other choice. When nothing else works.
it's like I feel the mother come to me like
Mm.
in this is the mother who's teaching their children the way to be able um, to have an easy life, which means
Mm.
you can be with the homeless, you could be with the queen, you can.
Mhm.
I have grown you up to understand all and everything, like
Mm.
however which I now can, but not to hold you down, be ignorant, because that's the sadistic kind of part that we make them more
Mhm.
stupid than they are. We are watching Chinese
Mm.
children and they're sitting in diapers making a fire and cooking for their even younger sister.
Mm.
We are the humans are super. I mean, we can do so much. Like, so
Yeah.
why are we keeping each other down? Like,
Mm.
teaching everybody have to learn the same. It's like so ridiculous. Um, so I think these woman warrior tables uh, can uh, help, and I think it's going so fast. But maybe we should jump straight to this
Yeah.
because do you want to have your warrior table in Ireland?
Well, you know what I have right now? I have the womb room, it's called. So I have my YouTube, right? That's called the womb room, and people come in who, and the idea. Well, I'm a traveling womb, right? Wherever I go, the womb comes with me, and it is that space. It is that space of allowing the unfolding. What I do is I uphold the conditions of birth. I uphold the conditions of the immaculate condition of the womb. In like when I spoke to you earlier about when I go somewhere at nighttime, and you said maybe you travel down like the Aboriginal people into water. It made me realize I'm swimming in that original womb water, you know, and that's what I'm infused with. So that's my offering, is to be that space. So I will be that anywhere that will have me. I will be there with my womb. But I have a huge oak table in my kitchen, a massive big round oak table. It's incredible. I got it for like €250. It's worth about €1,000. Um and I want people at it. I want people at this table, you know.
Yeah.
But mm,
So
yeah.
so you want to make a new kind of where you invite people to your real table.
I'm in the process of buying a new home. I think I found it. I have to I'm in a rented house at the moment. I have to buy a home with a garden and with space, a beautiful kitchen. Myself and my daughter are really looking forward to planting and cooking and all the different things, mixing up lotions and potions. And I want to make my heart quarters, and I want people to come. And I want to expand from there, whatever that looks like. But whoever will have me at their table, I will be there as, and it's all I can offer, because I understand people talk and they have so much information. People have so much information, and people have dedicated their lives to gathering information and to study, and that's not me. So my presence is only this. Is this literally? It's like this. That's it. It's just a soft, the unfolding, the softness of the rose. That's it. So I'll do that anywhere that I'm allowed to go. Mm,
Well, we will allow you everywhere. I have a
thank
feeling that
you.
we're going to open a lot of new earths around
Yeah.
um, soon, something like that.
We
No,
need as much connection as possible,
yes,
everyone.
yeah,
And men and women connecting, men and women talking together, women talking together, men talking, everyone talking,
yes,
talking. But
yes.
there's such a gorgeous level of discovery when men and women can sit together and trust each other and see what
But I
happens.
think it's also nice for men to be able to come in here and sit and listen
Yeah,
what women are talking about. And it would be nice for women to sit and
yeah,
listen what men are talking about. I know that
yeah.
Ron from Sean Atwood's channel was talking to a guy one day, and they are just like talking, we should make this podcast. And they were, okay, that's what, like where men can say what they normally can't say. And they were like, oh,
Hmm.
let's call it this and let's call it that. And then suddenly one of them said, we call it balls to the walls. And we all was like, what the
Oh my
fuck?
God.
I don't know if they ever made it, but it was kind of that space they wanted where they could. And all women warrior tables, whoever want to make
Mm,
one, make it totally their way. We are just gonna make an umbrella where we are under some.
mhm,
We have Sarah is yesterday gonna make her vision what can be under there,
mhm,
which means children are supposed to be, also they can listen in the back. It's not here we are talking about what is in the McDonald's. I don't know, maybe they
yeah.
can. But then you just say before that this is today not for children or something, but there's some
Mhm,
to get in that we don't suddenly get somebody. It's growing really fast, but it's supposed to. Everyone is doing their table in their way, so we
Yeah.
can probably just promote your own moon
Womb room. The womb room.
room. Under that, because so you can get on the
Yeah.
TV camera, Roxy, and all that. I think
Yeah.
you're very, very important. Very important.
Thank you. I really appreciate that because, as I said, I don't have a body of, study, and I deeply honor people who have, so much information, and I really appreciate being accepted as I am very much.
Actually, Sam is here, 56 years old, and asking if you can adopt.
Well, I have loads of room at my table. It's massive. It's huge. I should have about like 12 children around it, I would say.
Actually, one of the women, Alison, who is working really hard on Julia Vadell's case, the Madeline McKen case, she have had like 62 children in her life she have taken care of.
Wow.
It's like, what? How is that?
Amazing. This is what women do. They just get deeper and deeper. And what I adore about women, the hero stories of women, is always about that. It's about how deep they can love in ways that you couldn't imagine anyone could love. And that is the true, the most beautiful thing to me about women is how we love. And that is what I want to see upheld. Not women in performance, not women who say the right thing, not women who achieve whatever, and nothing wrong with achievement, go for it. But what I would love to see upheld and supported and protected as like the lifeblood of humanity is women in love, in a loving presence. I just feel like the world, humanity is starved of love. Women have an overflow of love, and what's missing is the conditions around us which allow us to be the love that we are. That's actually what's missing. Like you said, it's a systemic attack to stop us being in our power, and our power is love because it is the strongest force of creation. And we are accessed outside of the rules of love, the rules of free will that carry on here. There's a complete dishonor for a woman's love. There is a lack of protection for a woman's love. There is a lack of reciprocity for a woman's love. Woman's love is seen, and mother's love and woman's love is seen as it's not treated with the honor it deserves. When that framework is corrected, the world will no longer be starved.
And it's really, really, I don't know how the men really can get to understand this, because it's something we have to put on ourselves so they do understand it, which is, why are we choosing stupid men? That is stupid from the beginning. It's like, why? Because I'm not a person, when I was younger, I fell in love so easy, and I found out falling in love for me means they got something I want. Or something I would like to be, or they have a personality that I like. And I get so attracted to that without realizing, oh, I just have to adapt it. It's me. I got that. It's just hidden. And so I don't think I can fall in love anymore. For me, it's now in another place. That is love. And that goes to, and I'm not saying now but it's easier to love the whole and yourself and your own respect and limits. I have had so difficulty putting my own limits. I could not. And I'm still learning every day. I just said to a friend today, I feel everything that is coming to me right now is for me to learn to say, no, thank you. And that was enough, thank you. And so I just feel it's coming because this is my last, and then to do it now in that loving way, because I think
Yeah.
that's what I find difficult, because I get so provocated that you can even be that silly.
Mm. Well, you see, when the correct framework is there, and when the parameter is being taken care of, when the pressure is being taken care of, when everyone is in their correct placement, women will be able to be that which we are in our highest life function. It has to happen, because we cannot carry on. Like, look what's even happening. Women are choosing not to reproduce. Oh, I wish, who was telling me this? A friend was telling me the words she used, what was coming through, and I'm so sorry that I can't remember this friend's name, because it only was yesterday or the day before. But it was like that women have decided they are no longer offering their creations to a world that does not honor them. Like, we are no longer having children for a slavery system. There is so many women opting out of relationships and out of having children because the world is not fit for us. It's not good enough for us. And I say that, I'm going to say that in past tense. I'm going to say that it's changing now, and that it will be good enough. It's becoming good enough for us. But we have to, like you said, it's all about self-love. Once we give ourselves the love that we are, we seal up, we bring it back in. Now we're radiating, we're offering it as an overflow, but we're sealing it back in. We're no longer searching for someone else for affirmation of love or for reciprocity of love. It would be it's beautiful if it comes, but we are a sealed, loving unit. We do that, and we return the sanctity and the honor to woman, to love, to that which is love. We return the sanctity and the honor, and everyone will rearrange around that, because love is the force of that births creation. So they will have no choice. We have to change there's an order of love. Everything has been outside of order. There is an order of love, and we are reinstating it by choosing self-love, and wholeness, loving the whole self, collapsing the performative feminine, all of the ways the performative feminine, which includes like being what is perceived to be liked, but it also, in all directions, that also includes self-sacrifice. So we are collapsing that, and we're bringing this body of abundance back, because in order to have abundance in the world, and compassion in the world, we have to be the presence of abundance, and the presence of passion, and be in overflow. This is how things grow. We can no longer give from self-sacrifice and from emptiness, because we're exhausted, right?
Yes, and that's why so many women end up alone with their children. It's more
Yeah,
safe for them. They're better defending themselves and their children than having a man, because he's not nice, and he's
exactly.
making things more difficult. It's supposed to help us,
It's
protect
so
us.
backwards.
Yes,
It's crazy,
and
isn't it? It's crazy.
it's that, like somebody wrote up in a message earlier. Let me see if I can find that, because that makes sense here. They are trying to, let's see. Thank you for all your messages. Where is it? Someone mentioned that they are trying to make men feminine.
Yeah,
Where is it? Where is it? Well, and that's a part of the whole setup that they're doing.
yeah,
Um, And I think actually it was in one of Sasha's. I've seen that where he talked about rats, a rat experiment. So
Okay, I didn't see that.
if you give rats everything they need,
Yeah,
then I mean like spoiled. So like all
yeah.
these spoiled ones out there, and then in the generation after they become homosexual,
Oh,
and the
I wasn't
next
expecting that.
no, and in the generation after that they kill the opposite. They kill the beast. We have to find that. I'm gonna
Oh
find that.
Lord, Lord above.
We're not rats, but
Oh, are we?
this is our praise. This
I
is
was
our
listening to that song. There's a rat in my kitchen. You know that song, the UB40 song? I was listening to that today. There's a rat in my kitchen. Um, wow, that's an interesting experiment. Mm.
I have to find out that. Yes, I want to show
Mhm.
that on another when we get back to this.
Yeah.
But it's true, like that they are doing all these things. So, for example, in Denmark and probably also in England and
Mm.
Australia and many places, when you're a couple and you move into a place and you get your baby, then
Mm.
if you separate, you have and you're both unemployed, you have more money apart than together.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's another like thing. Like, why are
Mhm.
you doing it like this?
I know.
They're
Yeah.
deliberately trying. So we have to be stronger than them.
Mhm.
Fathers have to want to be a good father. And
Yes. They have to see the value of being a father, and men have to see the value of having a paternal heart, not just fathers. Men need to see the value of having that paternal heart that sees long distance, that cares more about children than self, that does not partake in degenerate behaviors because instead of, they've chosen to be part of the framework that upholds innocence. Men have a lot to choose. Are going through a reckoning right now because there has been a lot of free will, like you said, the little fat rats, right, being overfed. There has been a lot of, and women too. We've a spoiling of what is pure. Um, but men have been very violent and frightening, and often creating chaos in homes, as opposed to helping, like we spoke of. So that all has to be taken care of, and that is something in the man's heart. That is not something a woman cannot sit a grown man down on her knee and rebirth him, regrow him from scratch. That is something men have to take care of within their own hearts. They have to choose to have a father's heart for everybody around them, to have a protective heart, a heart that sees long distance, a heart that upholds, that wants to stand at the bottom of the pyramid and put the children on top. And a lot of us haven't, that hasn't been the case.
but
That's up to men to take care of that.
but can that be because the mothers have failed? Because
Well,
I mean, I just feel like some of these that are running these systems, they
mm,
are only doing it because they're being allowed. And
yeah.
it's like a little child that starts to do something, like it's a baby.
Hmm.
He's sitting in his little chair. He put the milk. I say, I okay, please, like okay. The first time you
Mm,
have to learn that the cup is doing like that. Then the kid comes to her. They will always do that, click,
yeah.
or they throw it, and they do it deliberately because they want you to pick it up. So the third
Hmm.
time you say, okay, now it's gonna just stay there. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna pick it up anymore. You have some
Mm,
certain motherly to get them how formed, like get them formed
mhm.
as whole beings. If we lose them in a stage, now they force remove the children, put them into institutions or given to other parents that are not theirs, instead of helping the parents. That is, I think, pretty easy to help for that amount of money that they're doing the other thing. Then it would be a lot easier to uh, make strong mothers that we need back to also not all the children are my children. All of you are my children. Like, so even the mayor of my town, I'm like, I can look 7 generations back in my gene, whatever it's called. And I am from here, and I was the mayor's assistant. And now, 7 generations later, you are kidnapping the children of my island, 52 a year? No, not gonna happen. I fought him for 4 years, and he's gonna go down. He's gonna go down. You got your own song as well. I'm so sorry. Go home to your wife now. Because seriously, it's the mother's role to say no. Also to the men. And because it's somebody asking here what has made Sam is asking what has made the men not nice. And I have had a man that, very, very good friend, also throughout, but he's the one I talk most deep with and honestly with. And he's like, he blames us, the mothers. And I in the end, I have to somehow agree. They are not meant, the men are not meant, they're meant to care for us, but we are meant to set the limits, keeping the house. I decide here. They don't even want to do that, you know? But we took that away from them because, it's so sad. It's sadistic behavior. Letting them, it's so sad for you. Oh, little boy. Oh, no. Oh, you made a little. Now the kindergartens are almost like they cannot fall and hurt themselves. You know, it's like covered with, I don't know. No, we didn't drive with a helmet. We were a little more wild back then. And it feels like that's something we have to pick up on.
Yeah, there's a few things there. The overprotection of the mother is the inclination of the mother to mask the masculine shadow. So it's the inclination in the mother not to address, like you said, what the misbehavior of the boys. But truly, that is because so many women have been raised in terror of men in their own home. So that is just bred into them that they are to placate the boys, to keep the boys happy, to sedate boys, to sedate masculinity so that everyone is safe. So it is the terrorization that has been done to women from men in their homes, fathers, husbands, etc. That has, because we know that is what it has been. It is still like this in a lot of the parts of the world, but in our parts of the world, it was like this. The men ruled their home by force. They ruled everything by force. The communities, everything was ruled by force. The biggest hand was in charge, and that got into the family institution as well. And yeah, like you say, the mothers passing that on through, it's hormonal. That's passed in through the womb. It raises the girls to be a certain way. It raises the boys to be a certain way based on what the mother goes through in pregnancy and in her own childhood and everything. So yeah, the answer is always the same thing. It's each person choosing self-love and saying no when you can say no. And I would say we're lucky that we can say no. We can choose, we can self-determine, you know.
Yeah. We have a colored examiner here that's saying children are to be seen and not heard is how I was raised. Oh,
yeah,
I was the
same here.
Yeah, same here.
We were told that.
Yeah.
And I didn't talk for years.
I mean, I felt a little humor behind it. I didn't take it serious. Like,
yeah.
So that's another thing. I hope there comes new children that don't give a damn. Like,
Yeah, just speak free.
yeah,
Children without fear, isn't that the aim? Everybody without fear is the aim.
wow, that would be so nice. That
Mm,
would be so nice.
yeah.
Wow. Well, let me just check. I don't miss important questions to you here. I
Yeah,
mean, to you.
is there any more, like I'm good for 10 more minutes. And
Yeah,
then speaking of children, my sons are at trying to get into the kitchen. So but I'm good for 10 more minutes if there's any more questions
let me just
or
check my
anything.
question list
No.
here. Um, if you have, if you could offer a simple initiation to the listeners tonight, a
Mhm.
sentence at one,
Of
two,
Sure.
what?
Okay. What I have now is where we are now, that the next thing, the pressing need at this time, is to return to wholeness. It's to gather back in all that we are. I'm talking ancestrally, in our lineage, our bloodline, every piece of ourself, which is our family, everyone we have held in disdain or fear or a very bad memory or a bad story. We need to bring that all into wholeness now. We need to gather that in, like we are caught reeling in this big rose, reeling in this fishing rod of this, in bringing everything into this big rose. And the reason for that is that we are living portals of our lineage. We are living portals of the light of our Father. We are living of their Father through our Father, through the blood of our Father, our actual Father, our physical Father. We are living portals of the song of the womb all the way to the eternal mother through our actual mother, our physical mother. So we cannot discount all that we are. Now, there has been so much frequency interference, hormonal, as I said, terror bred into us that has separated, that has fractured the family within the body. You know, the love of the mother, the love of the father, that has fractured that holy trinity of mother, father, and child within the body. We are to receive all of that back to wholeness. And the reason for that is the reconciliation of our heart. That is us reclaiming our heart. There is nothing to forgive. We are embracing. We are embracing. We don't give forgiveness is like you're, placing one above the other. It is just reconciling. It is gathering, because it is all us. It is all us. And our power, our light, and our song will come through our actual lineage. Wholeness begets singularity. And where we are coming to now is a singular strand. So we don't get to choose the most beautiful strand of who we are. We don't get to choose the most perfect strand of who we are. We are getting every single strand of who we are and braiding it into one. And this is the thread that fits through the eye of the needle, that has been woven back into the symphony, the tapestry of the mother's womb. And when we are back in there, when we are back into the symphony, the tapestry of the mother's womb, we are inside of grace. When we are inside of grace, we receive everything that we need at all times, because we return in our wholeness to the symbiotic breath of mother and child, where everything we need for our growth, our being, our becoming, our unfolding is given to us. So that is where we are now. That is what is the most pressing thing for each one of us to do.
You bring me to tears, beautiful woman.
Mm.
Thank you.
So we have a really good chance, the best chance of guaranteeing wholeness for everyone else, for guaranteeing wholeness of all of us as one body of humanity. The very best chance, starting point of that, to give a fighting chance, is to choose wholeness within. Because we are in our cohesion, we are like a forest of trees, a garden of flowers. We are all one and the same, essentially. So choosing our own wholeness is also choosing that for everyone else.
I think with those words, I just want to thank you. And everybody out here, I want to thank you. Thank you both, and good night. Thank you. Beautiful. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Mary. You're a beautiful,
Thank you
beautiful
so
human
much,
being.
Arika.
You're so needed. All your information we will put in the description after we end the stream. And also Veda's, also Julia's, and Virginia's. Bless you. I hope we will see you back. We will have monthly warrior where the ones who have warrior tables, we meet as warrior. So let's talk. We will talk about that.
We'll talk about that. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Arika.
I will finish with. I just will play 3 in a row of your.
Yes. Thank you.
Before, because I think no, we did 2. So I would put now Sacred Return, and I will put, let me see, am I missing one? No, so okay, I have to take up one more. No, I would put Sacred Return, Be Still, and then end with Be Still, I think, for this time.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for just hanging out with us and commenting and being with us, and
thank you, everyone. It's important. It's so important to enjoy everything we have. Mwah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
The eternal lineage of Mother is our DNA. We are plugged back into the eternal Mother via our crown, via the 12 crystalline grandmothers. All the hauntings within our ancestral DNA are agiating to the point of release. This is to the depths of the core of the earth, reaching every song line, DNA lines of earth. Throughout this agitation, everything of shadow, of shame is walking their way back to the rose. Every family is within this. Maintain the rose center point. Trust the eyes your mother gave you. Know the power of your loving vision to call forward the crystalline truth of all beings. Trust your voice. Follow this through with the command of love. Trust the powerful presence of your rose as it offers its undulating, unending pattern. It was your waves which called them. It is your waves that are freeing them. It is your rose which is the way. When this is done, the eternal lineage of Mother will be known and held within everyone as their eternal, unbroken, immaculate DNA, beloveds. The immaculate heart of Mother is the endless streaming of her song through the crystalline channel of DNA, beautiful queens of the sea. This is the sacred return we called for, the eternal resurrection of Mother. Be still, without projection or pulling. Be still, without shame or blame. Be still, now comes the invitation. Sacred attunement, crystal clarity, crystal clarion call. Can you feel yourself inside my sound? Be still. There is no give and take, there is no push and pull. One wave, beloveds, attunement, cohesion. Invite, receive, invite, receive. This is all that there is. Breathe in, breathe out. The shadows cloak, the emperor's clothes become aquiline and golden rose for all. Be still. Be still. Without projection or pulling. Without projection or pulling. Be still. Now comes the invitation. Sacred attunement, crystal clarity, crystal clarion call. Can you feel yourself inside my sound? Be still. There is no give and take, there is no push and pull.